Shoshavre Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charni Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Pasyadeshtarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Sari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare End up over few minutes it will go away then you can come in. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna आज एकादशी है so we'll do nice jump few minutes. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Bharachari Yamuna Tira Bharachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Bharachari Yamuna Tira Bharachari राधा गोपी वल्लभ की जय, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, कृष्ण गुरुदेव की जय, पिताई गौर प्रेमानंद। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते। कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपहतमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् ओम पवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष साभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचे श्रीविष्णु 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 Hare Krishna. Can you all come 10 feet in the front? Now the shadow has gone to there. That's okay. Yeah, thank you. Feels close to sit. It feels nice to sit close. Sun is now traveling to the north, as you can see. You can see the whole shadow is changing. Some people say we cannot see God. I asked them, can't you see in this shadow the weight is changing? How much blind can you be? Right? What is the science, Hare Krishna? How you can explain the science that why the shadows change? Right? Can scientists create anything which is revolving all the time at the same place? Yes, they can. But how can they create something that changes every 6 months? Right? In the winter, the sun used to be on this side. Now you can see sun is on this side. Right? 6 months of our time on this planet is one day in the Swargaloka. Right? And one night is our 6 months. So your Dakshinayana is their night and Uttarayana is their day. There's so much science is there in our Vedic scriptures. Everything has been defined. But it's so unfortunate. Actually, we should praise the Westerners that they have taken something and they have claimed it as theirs. Because somebody has to claim it, right? We Indians, completely uneducated in Vedic scriptures. We have no clue what we had. Yeah, and instead we are even going ahead and ridiculing our own sages and scriptures. Yesterday in LinkedIn, somebody posted about a professor in a lawyer from South India who has fought the Ayodhya case. His age is 94, right? He fought the Ayodhya case for us. I forgot his name. Parasara. Amazing person. So, without charging any fees. Yeah, he gave his life. He gave his life for it to happen. So I wrote, LinkedIn is almost a Facebook now. You can write comments and you can. So I wrote in that as a gratitude for him that thank you for fighting for us. But you have not fought against Muslims or you have not fought against Christians. You have fought against illiterate Hindus, which is the biggest battle now we have. All of us have a biggest battle of fighting against ignorance in our own society. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Where? In our own Vedic society. Right? So my humble request would be, Matajis and Prabhujis, many of I see you're not yet married or just married. Don't have one child, have at least 5. And train them in Krishna consciousness. Right? Because that is what the planet needs. That is what the planet. Don't worry how the 5 people will be taken care. They'll be nicely taken care. Right? Krishna is providing 50 kgs per day per elephant. Minimum. Have you seen elephant begging anywhere? Give me food. Nowhere. He'll not provide for your children. He'll provide. but train them in Krishna consciousness. That's the only way you can change this world, is share this knowledge first in the house, then outside. I was speaking to my some of my relatives of late this weekend. I was pleading them that please start reading Vedic scriptures, at least one page a day, or at least one page a week, or at least one page a month. But start somewhere, because your children are going to suffer if you don't give this knowledge to them. They will not have any society or happiness in life. They will not have. How is it possible? Where there is no Krishna, how can there be happiness? How can there be happiness where there is no God? Even if it is there, it is flickering happiness. It is a happiness that doesn't have any real substance in it. Right? See, we all meet every Sunday morning. You will not come here every Sunday morning unless you are happy, right? I mean, if you are being tortured, why will you come every Sunday morning? Right? Don't you want such Sunday mornings for your entire family? Just imagine every Sunday morning the whole family comes together. But this is our real family. The family which combines with you in a goal has some role in your overall life. Otherwise, what kind of family is that? Tell me. What is your goal? You all want to go back to Krishna. For that goal, the people who are with you are your family. Remaining all are kind of, you can say Dvija family, right? Or Dvija Bandhu, they say Dvija Bandhus. Dvija Bandhu is a name given for, Dvija means the one who is spiritually conscious. Dvija Bandhu means the one who is a relative of spiritually conscious. Meaning he is not anyway spiritually conscious. They're just relatives. So please encourage at every level. Every one of you have to play a big role for our Sanatan Dharma to come back. And will Sanatan Dharma destroy any other thought or any other religion? Never. We don't have that. So this is what that is needed on the planet. Right? Everybody needs this. Everybody needs this. And the other day on Ram Navami, how many of you came on Ram Navami here? Hare Krishna. A lot of you came. Dandavad. Thank you. Did you all enjoy the discourse in the evening? Yeah? Thank you. So, one Prabhu came and he was telling me he is from Ayodhya. He was sitting here. He is born in Ayodhya. And he came and he was telling me that, Prabhu, I have taken birth in Ayodhya, but I never knew answers for these two questions. Right? Never knew. Why did Sita enter Agni Pariksha? Kyun hua? And why was she sent to forest? I never had these answers. But now I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling very confident. Now I'll go back to Ayodhya and smash every fellow who was trying to ridicule my Lord Ram. Smash in the sense, give them the right knowledge. Right? Tell them our Supreme Personality of Godhead, Maryada Purushottam Ram, is 100% great. Not 50% great. 100% great. Right? So then he told me that I have a request to you. You all come to Ayodhya. I will take you to all the main places in Ayodhya. I have contacts everywhere. So, Krishna has made already arrangements. So we have to make a trip to Ayodhya now. How many is ready to go to Ayodhya? Huh? Chalna hai? Chalenge? So already the Doot of Lord Ram came and he has given a proposal. He said, I will take you to the place nobody can go. I have full contacts because I'm born there. I'm Ayodhya Vasi. In my phone, I keep saving every Dhamvasi that I meet. So if I have to go to Varanasi, I just type Varanasi in the contact, I get like 4 people. So Prasad is taken care. Right? And when I go there nicely, they'll also call us. It's so great. India is so great. We don't hesitate someone to come into our house. Sometimes people ask me, you organize new Satsang batches. Do you know who is coming into your house? It's such a big risk you're taking. Like that they say. But I always feel it is Krishna who is sending. You're all Krishna's guests. Isn't it? He is the one who's selecting who has to come and hear his knowledge. What is there for me to filter? What is there for me to even think? Right? How do you treat a Krishna's guest? How do you treat Krishna when he comes home? You'll be very respectful, isn't it? Krishna coming to your house. What can be more greater than that? And then how do you treat Krishna's guest coming home? Huh? For me, all of you are Krishna's guests. So please consider this as my menial service that I'm doing for all of you. And if any mistakes, please keep forgiving, because I keep doing mistakes all the time. But I'm so happy that we are a very strong, slowly we are developing into a strong family. Uh, in another 18 to 19 weeks, we'll finish Bhagavad Gita. I've already kept a target for myself. Second chapter, I'm going slow. Next week onwards, one chapter, one satsang. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. Yeah. We can do it, right? We're going to get an overview of what Krishna is speaking. We will read all the verses, but we'll go a little faster, focusing on the exact message. Is that okay? Yeah. And then all of you can join the evening satsang. The evening satsang that happens, the ocean, where we all come together, and then in the morning I'm going to start a new batch again. But this is my family business. Right? Why a new batch again? Because there are so many souls waiting for this. We have to keep giving them an opportunity. Every year, new people have to come. Because if we don't start a new batch, then how will others benefit from this knowledge? Right? So we in Gachibowli, we call it Gachibowli Satsang. I don't know. There is no better name. So there are so many batches we do like this every year, right? So this is the 2022 batch, what we are right now sitting. So then we'll have 2023 batch. And in that batch, all of you can bring your closed friends, your close relatives, your close neighbors, bring them. And then we have a same batch again. There you will play a role of mentors, where you will ment them, explaining how to understand this knowledge, clear their doubts, initial doubts, whatever they have, right? And this is how we grow. And some of you evolve into preachers, right? Some of you have to take that responsibility. Okay, I'm going to spread this message now. The only qualification of being a teacher is to have a teacher, right? And you just repeat what your teacher told, like a Xerox copy machine. What does a Xerox machine do? Actually, it's a great thing it does. It doesn't change anything. It just copies it and keeps it at other place. All we have to be is Xerox copies of Krishna's message. Exactly like Prabhupada did Xerox copy of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita as it is. No change. Whether today's people like it or not, whatever is dharma has to be told. And whatever is dharma has to be followed. And then only we will get mercy of Krishna. Right? So most of you came that day. So just for little recap for you to remember, what were the 13 reasons Mother Sita was banished? We'll not discuss, but I just want to see if you remember any one or two of them. Lift your hand and I'll ask you. Yes. The parrots. You remember the parrots one? The curse of the parrot. Yes. Yes, bro.
Indra has to kill that
Indra has to kill the demon, so he needed some time when Lakshmi and Narayana are not together. Good. Difficult points are coming out first. Anybody else? Yes, Mataji.
Like Sita mom wanted her sons to be there in forest. I think that exact one.
Yes, Mother Sita wanted a nice natural place between sages for her sons to grow. Yes. Any other point anybody else remembers?
Duty comes above anything else. Is what Rama is trying to demonstrate.
Yes.
As a king.
Yes, he's being a leader who's ready to sacrifice his personal happiness. Yes.
Astrologers predicted that Mother Sita will go for exile twice. So
2 times. Yes, astrologers. Janak Maharaj was told that your daughter will go to forest 2 times.
Duty was killed, and that was the reason she was cursed.
Yeah, Duty. Khyati, yeah. Whose wife? Bhrigu Muni's wife. Yes. Yes, she is Dharmacharini. Janaka explains, here is my daughter Dharmacharini, marry her. Dharmacharini means the one who never objects to dharma. So she accepted. Yes. Any other reasons you can think, remember? Sakshi Mati, you remember anything?
Union in separation. You told about.
Yes, union in separation, right? I mean, being separate from each other, Lakshmi Narayan enjoyed that time, remembering all the time. So they wanted to try that for some time. Yes. Anything else? It's amazing. Almost 9 points out of 13. The golden Sita was kept on the throne. And he conveyed a message to everybody that my wife is the best. Right? Even though whatever rumors he said is okay, but my wife is the best. Anything else? He did not ignore the rumors. He took responsibility of the rumors. Right? As a king. What else? A nice recap, right? Quick recap. There's one more reason. Can you think of it? Okay, so you have to go back and hear them. I have to also hear. I just came to my mind and it kind of flashed out. Anyway, so the point why I'm recapping this is because contemplation of knowledge is very important. Hearing is one, contemplation is next. Now you will not forget these reasons. Since you have recapped it and you have meditated on it, you will not never forget it. That is what we should do with you in Bhagavad Gita. We can finish Bhagavad Gita very fast also. But you have to go back and think what you have heard. In fact, best is hear the whole lecture again. Just go home during the week, hear 10 minutes, 15 minutes when you're traveling to office or coming back from office, just play it. Keep that will recap and that will register in your mind. That's how you learn Vedic knowledge. You have to hear. Shravanam. Then automatically you will remember. That's the way to remember. Don't try to mug up, Dharmakshetra. No, you don't have. That way you'll never remember anything. Just hear it again and again and as many times. Right? Okay. So we are in Bhagavad Gita. We just finished the famous verse Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbur mate sangoshtu karmani. Right? And then we went on to I just read the translations. I'll not read the whole thing, but yes, 47 was you have a right to perform your duties, so please perform it. 48 was perform your duty equipoised, abandoning all attachment to success or failure, and that's called yoga. 49, keep all abominable activities far distant by devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto me. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. 50, a man engaged in devotional service rids himself of both good and bad reactions, even in this life. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of all work. So, good and bad, both Krishna is saying, rise above the good, rise above the bad. Why rise above the good? Because good also will give a credit. To enjoy that, you have to come back again. Instead, keep Krishna in it. When you keep in Krishna, it becomes akarma. Karma, akarma, vikarma. Viruddha rupena karma, meaning negative karma. Karma means positive karma, as per Shastra. But both are dangerous. You'll again come back. Right? But akarma, when you keep Krishna, do it for Krishna, then there is no reaction. In fact, you will go back home, back to God. Then 51, by thus engaging in the devotional service of the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries. Right? So Krishna is saying how to go back to Krishna. If somebody asks you how to go back to Krishna, you can read this verse. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishina janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamayam. By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. So Prabhupada is quoting from Bhagavatam. Yeah. I'll just read the purport. Please focus. the liberated living entities belong to that place where there are no material miseries. The Bhagavatam 10:14-58 says, Samashritaye padapallavaplavam Mahatpadam punya yasho murare Bhavam budhirvatsa padam param padam padam yat vipadam natesham. Please repeat after me. Padam yat vipadam natesham. This is a very important verse from Bhagavatam. For one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of cosmic manifestation, and is famous as Mukunda, or the giver of Mukti, the ocean of the material world is like the water contained in calf's footprint. Parampadam, or the place where there are no material miseries, or Vaikuntha, in his goal, not the place where there is danger in every step of life. What a verse. So, for somebody like a yogi who wants to go back to God, he has to cross so many oceans. He has to do so much hard work. Actually, it is impossible. You can't even go outside. If you read the 3rd canto, 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll realize it's impossible for you to get out of the jail. You're in a jail actually right now, but you can't see that jail. Right? When you want to try to escape it, there are layers and layers and layers and layers, and the next layer is 10 times thicker than the present layer, and the next layer is even 10 times thicker than that. And finally, Durga Ma is sitting there and saying, Ja beta, dekhta hu kaise aata hai. You can't go out, right? But for the person who becomes a devotee of Mukunda, here in this verse, it is being explained, for him crossing such a ocean, such a material world is like crossing a hoof print of a calf. You've seen calves, right? You know, we have 2 small calves in VSK, in my Goshala, Gauranga and Nityananda. Both of them are like 1 week away, 1 week old, different. So their feet is so small. When the calf puts a feet in a wetland, water comes into it. Right? Little bit water comes into it. For you to cross the material ocean is just that much effort when you are a devotee. But if you're not a devotee, you're a yogi or a jnani or a karmi, my God, it's impossible, and you'll never cross it, and you cannot cross it. But for a bhakta, it is just so simple. Just so simple. So why should a bhakta live in this material world? They should live in Vaikuntha, where there is no misery. Vaikuntha. Kuntha means misery, Y means no. No anxiety. Right? And why are you living in this material world, which is padam yat vipadam natesham? At every step there is danger. The nature of this world is at every step there is danger. Materialistic person can't understand this. He says, मैं तो enjoy कर रहा हूँ, मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं क्या problem है? I think I'm okay now. मैं तो enjoy कर रहा हूँ. कितना देर करेगा? कब तक करेगा? Right? And whatever that you accumulated to enjoy, you cannot enjoy. It will be gone. Like this, it will be taken away. It will be snatched away from you, and you will be crying and shouting, and your soul will. 13 days of time is given for the soul to accept that it has left its body. Garuda Puran says 13 days is given because you're not ready to accept. How can this happen with me? ये कैसे हो सकता है मेरे साथ? I have cleared the home loan. Now I have to live here. Whole life I paid the home loan, interest, installment. Now you are killing me. I want to enjoy my salary. No, बेटा चल अभी. तेरा next body. बना दिया ना, घर बना दिया ना. अब कोई और रहेगा. तू चिल्ला यहाँ से. Oh, I don't accept this. चल बेटा निकल यहाँ से. Right? Nothing will be yours. Your children, you are investing your time. Oh, my children. So buji chichi. No. One day they'll not even look at your face. They'll be sick and tired of your face. I want to enjoy. I have my life. I am here for a purpose. I want to enjoy. You are an obstacle in my enjoyment. Even our children will see as an obstacle if they are not devotees. If they are devotees, if they become devotees, then you really have children. If you are not devotees, your children are not your children. They are Maya's children. They are here to just plunder. Right? लड़का मुझे लड़का चाहिए. लड़का means जो प्रॉपर्टीज के लिए लड़ता है तुम्हारे लिए. डिफरेंट नेम्स आर गिवन फॉर बॉय, राइट? लड़का. और क्या बोलते हैं लड़के को? बेटा. बेटा का भी एक है तात्पर्य. पुत्र. पुत्र ही है जो एक इंपॉर्टेंट है. बेटा बेकार है, लड़का बेकार है. पुत्र. Putra means the one who delivers you from the planet called Put. There is a planet called Put. That is the bench where we all are taken. From there we will become billable or non-billable, whatever will happen. You'll go there, Put planet. All your ancestors are stuck there, right? So this boy has to become a Putra who will deliver you from that Put planet. If you have a child who doesn't become a Putra, he is equal to a Mutra, as per Shastra. Right? Even Putra comes from the same place, Mutra also comes from the same place. So you've given birth to Mutra who lives in flat number 501. That's all. Right? So that's why Dasharath Maharaj wanted a Putra. He had a lot of children, but I wanted Putra, the one who can deliver me. See, I might not have done my devotional service completely. I might have missed some legs of devotional service. But I need a son who can fill the gaps and deliver me. It's a backup planning. You understand? Backup planning is naturally there in our Vedic life. Right? You need to have such kind of family and such kind of descendants who are going to take care of you. Shraddha ceremony has to perform every year, because that is the only food you get. For them, 1 day is our 1 year. If you don't perform Shraddha, they don't get food for that day. They'll be starving. Food supply has to go from here, right? And when they starve, when the ancestors starve, then they curse you. The ancestors curse you. And that curse converts into horrible astrological charts. Horrible astrological charts. Meaning, so many times Rahu will come, so many times, your, what is that? 7:30, 11:30, whatever. All those things will come. Your life will never be peaceful because they are not peaceful. You are my descendant. You are not helping me to get delivered. Ye le shap, cancer, ye le diabetes, ye le mar, ye le. I'm not telling you joking. It's the truth. And so many people go to get that fixed. To what is it? Kala Sarpa Yoga, right? Or Narayana Bali. There are so many pujas that are done in so many Jyotirling places. For what? For saying, forgive me, please, I forgot. I was not trained properly. Now no one will start. But after doing all that, you have to continue that. You have to continue the Shraddha ceremony for your ancestors. And should be done with devotion. Not I'll do it whenever I have time. Or some Brahmana will do it. These days it's a fashion. Give some money to Brahman, he'll take care of my forefathers. That fellow will think, why should I take care of his forefathers? I am not taking care of my own forefathers. Right? That's why people are suffering. There is so much suffering because we're all cursed to go through that suffering. And we have to fix that. Yeah, best fix is become a Krishna devotee. Everything is fixed. You don't have to worry about your ancestors. You don't have, because Lord Narsingadev gave that benediction to Prahlad Maharaj. That you don't have to worry, you are already a devotee, your father is already delivered. What are you asking Prahlad? Prahlad asked Narsingadev, at least deliver my father. So Prahlad, what are you asking? 21 generations, 21 generations next are already gone. Don't even worry about it. Right? But if you're not a devotee who has completely become a devotee, if you're not, you think, your heart will tell whether you're a devotee or not, then better also do Shraddha. Follow the Vedic rituals. Right? Follow some. I'm not saying become ritualistic. Chanting Hare Krishna is enough. It's Mahamantra. But then you also check on yourself and whether you are ready to face the difficulties that come along. Sometimes you have to take blessings of Devatas who are also assisting the Supreme Lord. So, material world, padam padam, yatvu padam natesha. There is danger at every place. But Lord Krishna is saying, the one who performs devotional service to me, he can easily cross these steps. Any questions? The remaining purport is pretty much covering the same point. Yes, yes.
We discussed mixed embodies are decided.
Next what?
Next 10 bodies are decided.
Yeah, minimum.
So, like, why will the soul stay at that planet waiting for us? Because the soul might have migrated to another world.
Sometimes it's a good question. So actually, it is the syllabus of Yamadharmaraj. It's not covered in this planet. So we cannot completely answer how the allocation is done when you are removed from the Puth planet, when you are kept in the Puth planet. But one thing I can say is some decisions are changed, right? I mean, 10 bodies are there, but which body should be the first out of that? You know, there can be so many things that are discussed, right? I don't want to speculate on that, but I can tell you that yes, according to our desires, the next bodies are already created. According to the karma, the next body is already ready, right? But then, why to even go that route? Done. Mera ho gaya Krishna. Ye life mein ho gaya. Whatever has happened till now is okay. Now that I am reading Bhagavad Gita, now that I am learning Bhagavad Gita, now that we are also going to do Bhagavatam after this, you know, Bhagavad, entire Bhagavad you can finish. So, please take me back. बहुत हो गया. मेरे को अभी नहीं घूमना. I'm done. I think last life I have also cleared a home loan. Last life I also had children. Last life I also was something. And before that also was something. How many wives I have seen? How many husbands I have seen? How many boyfriends I have seen? How many children I have seen? How many parents I have seen? Krishna बहुत हो गया अभी. Now I want to come back to you. बहुत हो गया. Now I can see what is going to happen next. So I don't want this anymore. So when you make that decision and when you surrender to the Supreme Lord with love, not with fear, with love when you surrender, then He will reclaim you back. Right? But that can only happen through devotion. Easy path is devotion. Difficult path is Vedic, Karma Kanda path. Very difficult path. Can all of you sit like straight, erect? No, don't even try. You can't do that. That's what I'm telling. After 2 minutes, it's a Prabhu, abhi kab nikalna hai? Because in 5th chapter, Krishna says, sit straight, focus on the tip of your nose and bring your hair to the heart. Arjuna says, hey, wait. Ye nahi hoga mere se. Tell something that's practical. So Krishna says, become a devotee. Kyun ye pura karna? Become a devotee. Becoming a devotee means what? Work for Krishna. Cook for Krishna. Dance for Krishna. Sing for Krishna. Write for Krishna. See Krishna everywhere. Talk about Krishna. Hear about Krishna. Krishna. And Krishna is, such an attractive person. He takes time to come into your heart. He takes a little time. The complicated person to come into the heart. If you have a straight arrow, or a straight knife, or a sword, andar chale jayega. Hai ki nahi? Krishna is not straight. He is like this. You see the way he stands, right? This one, then ye kamar idhar, fir ye pair idhar, ek pair idhar. Arey baap re, seedha khada nahi ho sakta kya? He stands. Have you seen Lord Ram how he stands? Easy. But Krishna, the way he stands itself is difficult. Now, to put Lord Ram into your heart is very, I'm not saying easy, but he goes straight inside. Maryada Purushottam, Jai Shri Ram, done. But Krishna is not like that. Push him like this, then move the sword like this, then push him like this, then move the sword like this. And it's very painful also. The pura cut, ke, finally he'll go inside. Can you imagine a sword like that kept in your body? How difficult it is? Subah 8 o'clock, class, Prasad ke liye waiting, chanting 60 notes, leave on and garlic, But once he goes inside, once Krishna goes inside, can you pull him out easily? You can't pull him out because he's complicatedly gone inside. If Chaku Sida, he can pull him outside also. This fellow has gone like this. Pura jam kar diya matlab. Then he stays inside. He will not leave you. Once you chant 16 rounds once in your life, beta, tumhara to band baj gaya. Matlab, chhodne wale nahi Krishna. He is not going to leave you. He will chase you. There was a devotee who left Krishna consciousness. And some problem he had with some other devotee. He said, I'm not going to come to temple now. Bahut ho gaya. You people are like this, people are like that. Wo chhod ke chala gaya. Then he started his materialistic life. Became whatever. And then he boarded a flight. And right beside him, a devotee is sitting. Have you read this Krishna book? Like, मुझे book distribution कर रहा है. I've done all this life. Enough is enough. बहुत हो गया. Don't touch me. You do your japa. I know what you'll do. So, Prabhu, you were a devotee before? Don't discuss anything about Krishna. Just leave me alone. Right? And then he's getting down from the flight. That whatever, that steward or the one who gets you out of the flight. He's like, Hare Krishna. Huh? Why are you telling me Hare Krishna? I think I've seen you somewhere, Prabhu. You know me? When he goes outside, he enters a cab. There also one book distributor is saying, Prabhu, one small book, one little prasad. Said, Krishna, I'm coming back. These devotees are not leaving me. So it's so many people in ISKCON society, they left because of austerity, but they came back again. छोड़ते नहीं devotee लोग, पकड़ के खींचेंगे. Because Krishna doesn't leave his devotees. Once he sees that little interest to come back, right? He will take 10,000 steps to make it happen. We only take one step. Only one step you have to make with sincerity that, yes, I want to come to you. Everything else he'll take care, including traffic signals he'll take care. If you are 20 kilometers from the satsang and you are thinking, Prabhu, aane mein time lagega. Try to correct that. Try once. You will see. You'll literally see. When Mataji told me, Prabhu, never I came this fast at this time to this destination. Only for satsang when I come early. Traffic signals are more like ambulance jata hai. People are. So all the devatas are like, hata isko. Vayu Devi is hata. Agni Devi, hata isko. Let this fellow go. In between, this fellow might change his mind. Right? Kisi bhi tarah isko bhejo wahan pe. Krishna is, we all have to report to Krishna. Somehow, bring this fellow into satsang. Like a peg do usko wahan pe. Then he will listen, eat prasadam, he will become a devotee. Devotional service. It's easy for a person with simple heart. Devotional service is very easy. Actually, to practice devotion is very easy. But to practice for a complicated heart, it is very difficult. Very difficult. Just like love, na? A husband and wife can nicely be loving with each other. What is that? Cook for him, buy for her, earn for each other, go to some nice place. It's simple, है ना? नहीं है simple. क्यों? क्योंकि we are complicated. But when you bring Krishna in the center, then even married life becomes very simple. You're only focused. Like today, I have this class. After this, me and my wife, we have to go to Goshala. And then from there, we are going to temple till evening. And evening to Satsang is cancelled now because we have some program in the temple. Then we come back. Then day after tomorrow, a great sannyasi is coming to our house. Please come, all of you. I've sent the invite. Right? Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock, right, is what you have to come. If 5 o'clock your boss stops you, just send him a resignation letter and give it like that. Yeah. And then 8 o'clock you can tell by mistake I sent it. but at least you'll get your time out, na? 5 to 8. I did that many times. Now my boss is used to it. तेरे को जाना है ना, मत लेटर मत भेज, तू जा. Yeah, you have to prioritize. When you want to get some great devotee association, you have to do something different. You can't say that my life is like this. Your life is like that because you complicated it. But when you set your priorities, then you can do a lot of things. Okay. 52. Yada teha moha kalinam buddhir vyati tarishyati tada gantashi nirvedam Shrota vyasya shrutasya cha. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. So far we have led a life in a certain way. Until coming to Krishna conscious satsang, your life has been in a certain way. Your thought process, your priorities, your your perspectives, everything was different. But how many of you sincerely feel now your perspective towards life is changing? Huh? Pura na change? That is exactly what Krishna is telling you. Now repeat it. I'll repeat it again. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, that meaning now you're able to see the things clearly. Okay, yahan pe. You shall become indifferent to all. You'll start behaving differently with all. And all that has been heard and that is to be heard. You'll start making choices. If somebody is talking you about a cricket match, अरे तेरे को याद है वो शारजा में अरे बॉस तेंदुलकर क्या मारा, just look at him like this. ठीक है. Right? You know, if you are the old you, then what do you tell? अरे next ball में क्या मारा मैं बोलता हूँ तेरे को. है कि नहीं? You get dwell into that. But now you know how to prioritize your life. Your time becomes very precious. When you are chanting 16 rounds, you automatically advance in spiritual life. So I'm recommending you to get to that point. I'll tell you why. Because when you make that commitment, that I want to chant 16 rounds, then you will not waste your time with anything nonsensical. Automatically you'll say, yeah, I time नहीं है. बता तेरे को क्या बताना है? पता तेरे को? नहीं वो नया वो अवतार ठीक है और next क्या रे तेरे को प्रॉब्लम क्या है? मेरे को जाना है. 4 राउंड बाकी है. Your mind is behind you. That you have made a commitment. Same married life also, right? I mean, when you get married, you get committed. When you committed, automatically you get purified. And without commitment, nothing happens in spiritual life and material life also. So you have to give that commitment. Then you see how it changes. The moment you commit, I am going to chant 16 rounds minimum for the rest of my life. That means 2 hours I have given to Krishna. Now in this complicated life, getting that 2 hours is very difficult. But the 2 hours exists. The 2 hours, where does it exist? You will stop browsing the YouTube short videos, right? You will stop unnecessarily talking useless topics, right? The other day I went to my co-brother's, my wife's sister's husband, his father's death anniversary. I went there. So 2-3 people came to me. Hey, I want to talk to you. How are you doing? Yeah, before time, I had to prepare a presentation. This Ram Navami presentation. So I had to prepare that. So my mind is all in that direction. I have to finish my office work. I have to finish the presentation. What do I do? These people are like, no, बैठो जी आप क्या है बात नहीं करते कभी इधर बैठो मैं बैठ गया क्या बात करोगे? And they have nothing to talk. And all 3 of us looked at a construction building beside. There is a company. Right? And then this fellow started. कितने building आ रहे हैं नहीं हम अपने कितना इतना फ्लोर बनाएंगे पानी किधर से आएगा पता नहीं गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रहा है. आई टोल्ड मेरे को समझ गया नेक्स्ट 1 आवर क्या होने वाला है. बस यही बात करेंगे ना और क्या बात करेंगे. व्हाट एल्स विल दे स्पीक. इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ योर टाइम. इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ माय टाइम. वो बिल्डिंग वो बना रहा है कोई पागल उसे खरीद रहा है मेरे को क्या लेना है. मैं ऑलरेडी एक पागल है खरीद के रखा हूं है कि नहीं. सो व्हाई टू स्पीक दैट नॉनसेंशियल टॉक. आई हैव माय 16 राउंड्स टू चैंट. आई हैव माय लेक्चर टू हियर. I have my sadhana to go forward. Your spiritual life will become serious. Otherwise, it will not become serious. ऐसे बैठे रहोगे, कुछ नहीं होने वाला. You have to make it serious by giving commitments. I will go forward. I'll go forward. I'll learn Vaishnava etiquettes. Right? Vaishnava etiquette. I'll tell you a couple of them. Like when you come to a satsang, when you see a devotee, you bow down, keep your head on the floor, and you chant a mantra. Repeat after me. Vancha kalpa. तरभ्यश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. This is Vaishnava etiquette, right? What are we saying? You are like Vancha Kalpas. All you Vaishnavas are like desire fulfilling trees, and you will take me back to Krishna. I am very grateful that all of you are here. Who is the Vaishnava here? Everybody who chanted Hare Krishna is Vaishnava. For that matter, anybody who told Krishna even once is a Vaishnava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita that even a person he told Krishna once, by mistake he told, still he is a Vaishnava. Right? So you should be grateful to every Vaishnava around you. That because of them you are in this satsang. And because of them you have an opportunity to go back to Krishna. Right? So this is etiquette. Whenever devotees come, we bow down. And when we bow down, when the head touches the floor, our ego also touches the floor. Slowly we become humble. And when we address any devotee, when you're writing, you say, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, right? Dandavat pranam, or please accept my humble obeisances. That's one of the etiquettes to speak. You start bringing that. You start saying it. Prabhu, I don't feel like that. That's okay. Fake it. Fake it. Fake it, fake it, fake it. One day you'll make it. Again, when you start doing it, then automatically the change will come. Address each other as Mataji and Prabhuji. Right? See this Prabhuji, how he's running. Even a small child, call him as Prabhuji. Even a small girl, call her as Mataji. And automatically, that respect will come. Right? Because this materialistic mind with materialistic thoughts will have so much lusty desires. You look at the opposite sex, you want to enjoy that opposite sex. How do you remove that tendency? Through chanting and through Vaishnava etiquettes. When you follow Vaishnava etiquettes, automatically, when you call somebody as Mataji, when you call somebody as Prabhuji, you will become respectful automatically. That's the reason India is such a wonderful, we have such a wonderful culture. We see every woman as a mother, right? And every other male as a brother or a father. Then there is no wrong feeling only. So anyway, it's a different topic. But point here is you become indifferent. When you start coming to satsangs, you become indifferent. Yeah. Yes. 53. Shruti vipratipannate yada sthayasti nischala samadhav achala buddhis tada yogam avapsyasi. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. Right? So, flowery language of the Vedas. So, Veda padna nahi padna. Don't read Vedas without guidance. Because the purpose of Vedas is to attain Krishna's love. Krishna Prema is our goal. What is the goal? Krishna Prema. What is our goal? Krishna Prema. What is our goal? Krishna Prema is our goal. That is the goal of all the Vedas. Right? So if you don't know the goal, then the flowery language of Vedas can take you in different directions. मेरे को ये व्रत करना है, मेरे को ये होमम करना है, मेरे को वो ये करना है, ये जलाना है, उसको तोड़ना है. क्यों करना है सब कुछ? Ultimately, there has to be a purpose. The purpose is to get Krishna's love. Right? So a person who comes to bhakti can clearly see the purpose of Vedas and he cannot be disturbed. He cannot be disturbed. He is completely fixed in his consciousness. Lord Krishna is telling how to perform devotion also is saying. He told do your karma without any attachment, and then he talked about what is the best karma to do is to become a devotee so he can come out of this karmic cycle, and how to perform devotion, just surrender unto me, keep me fixed in your mind. Krishna is very practically speaking here. Now Arjuna asks a question. After a long time Arjuna asking question. 54. Arjuna uvacha sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhi sthasya keshava sthitadhi kim prabhasheta kim asita vrajeta kim. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak? What is his language? How does he sit? And how does he walk?" Right? He's asking about a devotee who comes to satsang. How does this fellow sit? How does he walk? How does he talk? And what else? How does he speak? Before I answer, before Krishna, I want to ask you, then you can easily relate. How do you think a devotee speaks? Respectfully? Humble? You're missing the main point. What does he speak? About Krishna. About Krishna. Right? What does the devotee speak? Krishna. And of course, respectfully, humbly. How does he sit? Like you're all sitting. Right? But here Krishna talks about, when he talks about sitting, he's talking about how does he absorb himself at a place. When he says, how do you walk? How are you interacting with the world? How do you walk? How are you interacting with the world? Right? How does he sit? How is he fixed in his consciousness? Right? How does he talk? He only talks about Krishna. What does he say? What does he ask? How does he walk? How does he sit? What is his language? Devotion is his language. How does he use his senses to interact with the world? How does he use his senses to interact with the world? Now, Lord Krishna is going to give a wonderful answer to this. Because normal people, if you read this, you'll talk about sitna, baitna, the sitting, walking. Kya baat kar rahe hain? They're not talking about normal sitting, normal walking. Here Arjuna is asking about a devotee. Now look at Krishna's answer. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Prajahati yada kaman. Sarvan partha manogatan. Atmani evatmana tushta. Sthita prajñas tadochate. Please repeat after me. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, when a man gives up all varieties of desire for sense gratification, which arise from mental concoction, when his mind, thus purified, finds satisfaction in the self alone, then he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Now I'll read the purport. Very important. Please focus. The Bhagavatam affirms that a person who is fully Krishna conscious or devotional service of the Lord has all good qualities of great sages, whereas a person who is not so transcendently situated has no good qualifications because he is sure to be taking refuge in his own mental concoctions. Consequently, it is rightly said herein that one who has given up all kinds of sense desire manufactured by mental concoction. Artificially, such sense desires cannot be stopped. But if one is engaged in Krishna consciousness, then automatically sense desires subside without extraneous efforts. Therefore, one has to engage himself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation, for this devotional service will instantly help one onto the platform of transcendental consciousness. The highly developed soul always remains satisfied in himself by realizing himself as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord. Such a transcendently situated person has no sense desires, resulting from petty materialism. Rather, he remains always happy in his natural position of eternally serving the Supreme Lord. So controlling senses is very difficult, brothers and Mataji. Don't even think of doing it. You cannot control. You can manage. Controlling anger is impossible. You can manage anger. That's why there is no seminar called anger control. It's anger management. Stress cannot be controlled. Stress has to be managed. These all emotions are natural. Don't be guilty for becoming angry. It's natural to become angry. But how do you manage that anger? Where are you using that anger? Is anger using you or are you using anger? That's the question. When your senses are controlled, you use the senses. Have you seen a tortoise? When you go near a tortoise, what does it do? Immediately it will pull its senses inside, right? And when you leave the tortoise, it will slowly remove its arms and legs and it starts walking. Isn't it true? So Krishna actually gives the example of the tortoise as we go forward, as a turtle, that we should become like a turtle. A devotee is like a turtle. Whenever he wants, he pulls his senses out. Whenever he thinks there is a problem, a threat, he'll immediately pull his senses inside. Right? So don't try to control the senses, manage your senses. How do you manage your tongue? Tongue likes to eat all the time. Today is Ekadashi. So there is some Ekadashi prasadam, right? So how do you control your tongue? Eat prasadam. When you eat prasadam, your tongue will come into your control because now you are regulating your tongue, saying, "Terko khana hai na, terko taste chahiye na, main dungi, but I will only give prasadam." So wait. So slowly the tongue will come into control, right? How do you control your ears? We like to hear rumors, hear nonsense, hear this, that. But how do you control your hearing? By hearing kirtans, by hearing lectures, right? So you control this sense now. You are very particular about what you are hearing. Prabhuji and Mataji, be very careful about whom you are giving this ear. Because people will use your ear and your consciousness for their nonsense. Be very careful. Don't unnecessarily hear things which are not related to you or not related to devotional life. Why do you need to? Because somebody will come and spill some, problem. There's so many problems in life. There's so many problems in life. So many injustices are happening. So many. If you start focusing on that, what will happen to your spiritual life? Right? Of course, we are worried about others. We are worried about justice for others. But then, after a limit, you should understand everybody is going through their own karmic cycle. You have done if you can help somebody, help. But after that point, just say, no, I don't need to know about this information. I don't need to know. Let me focus on my spiritual life. Internalize yourself. Otherwise, you'll be trolled, showing things which are unrelated to you. One of my friends went into depression after Sushant Singh Rajput died. It's okay, he died. He's a good person. Such an injustice happened. ठीक है, कितने दिन रोएगा? How many days? He is a person. He got killed or whatever happened. He did not get justice. ठीक है, बहुत लोगों को justice नहीं आता है. वहाँ पे तो आएगा ना justice. ऊपर तो आएगा justice. Whoever did that, whatever. I'm giving an example. How long do you want to dwell in that? छोड़ो उसको, side में रखो. हो गया. Go forward. Think about your spiritual life. Think about you becoming focused. This issue, that issue, Telangana issue, Andhra issue, wo issue. Park it. Sometimes you want to get entertained, you can, entertained or understand. Yeah, you can participate in some debate, you can see something worthwhile. But after a point, okay, I have to also focus on my spiritual life. You understand? And use that knowledge, sometimes use that knowledge in creating a good team around you. That's important. That's very important. But only talking about it doesn't make any sense. Right? How many people have got justice on this planet, tell me? For whatever? I don't think anybody has got so far. Right? Injustice is there everywhere. Right? So we have to internalize in spiritual consciousness and develop a good sangha around us, which will be helpful in doing justice to somebody at some point, rather than only talking about it. Right? So go internalize. That's what Lord Krishna is telling here. Become internalized. 56. Dukkeshvi anudvigamana Sukheshu vigata spraha Vitaraga bhaya krodha Sitadhir muniruchyate. One who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. So he's defining here who is a sage. Right? Who is a sage? Krishna is defining the one who is not affected by anger and by one who is not affected by happiness or distress. Means what? A devotee will not laugh. If something nice happens, I say better आएगा. प्रभु जी आपको promotion हो गया, ठीक है? Is that a devotee? No. You will laugh, you will react, but you will not be attached. Person will be emotional. Becoming a devotee doesn't mean you become completely unemotional. Your wife will come. Only my back is aching. You are not this body. That's nonsense. You can't tell that. My head is aching. You are not this head also. No, you'll be vigilant. Yeah. I'll press that back. I'll put some massage, take some tablet. We have to work. We have to reduce weight or we have to do some exercises, yoga, fix. All that is there. Even a devotee does that. But he knows in the background that I should not be attached to this body. Don't keep too many expectations on this body. Right? because ये कार का रिपेयर तो होने ही वाला है. Is there any car on the planet which did not go for servicing? है क्या कोई? हाँ? स्टार्टिंग में नहीं चाहिए ना. स्टार्टिंग में कार इज वेरी नाइस. था डबल डूम डिच डंग कुछ भी होने दो, चलता रहेगा, चलता रहे. Then you will feel मेरा कार, right? One day suddenly you are accelerating, it's not going. What happened? Fuel is there. What happened? Stop. Then 10 people are needed to push it to the side. Right? Then that fellow will come. Who is that fellow? Tow truck or somebody will come. He will take it to the garage and say, इसको कौन चलाया? मैं ही चलाया. शर्म है क्या? कैसे चलाया इसको? You should take care of this car properly. You are jumping at speed breakers. Speed breaker is supposed to decrease speed, not to jump. Right? You did all that nonsense. Within 6 months, the car is pura gone. Now, how do you expect to fix this? You have to pay 5 lakh rupees. Car's value is 6 lakh rupees. So, कौन बोला इसे चलाने को? Same thing with our body. I'm not talking about a car. I'm talking about our body only. We abuse our body when we are young, eating tomato, right? Swiggy, whatever. And then you'll go to AAG hospital and उनको यहाँ पे दर्द हो रहा है. क्यों नहीं होगा यहाँ पे दर्द? Liver को तो मार दिया वहाँ पे. Liver is literally praying, just imagine liver is like this. Liver is like this. It's looking up. ये आज क्या फेंकने वाला अंदर? What is he going to throw inside which I have to digest now? Right? So first one, paneer butter masala will come. निन्ने दिन होगा कल ही खाया ना, फिर से वही, right? With that refined dalda oil it will come, right? Then that tandoori roti will come. Then you'll have, now I have to digest this nonsense I have to digest now. And then palak paneer will come, right? Then Manchuria will come. Then something else will come, right? Liver is looking like this. Then finally he says, okay, now I am going to digest. Now the Jataragni, please help me. Mr. Jataragni, please help me. I am struggling. Let us digest. Then ice cream will come. Jataragni will be off. Right? Now all that nonsense will go inside, into your body. Undigested, it will go inside. At the age of 24, you will have liver problems, kidney problems, so many problems. Right? Instead of that, if you would have made nice prasad at home, or call 5 devotees together, cook something, right? And offer it to Krishna. Have something nice. Prasad doesn't mean have dalda and all that. Make rich. Use ghee. Use nice nuts. Use nice vegetables, fresh milk, right? Fresh butter, fresh everything. Do that. Offer it to Krishna and have that. With responsibility also have that. Not like prasad mil gaya to pura. No. Have that. Then your liver will be so happy. Prasad is coming. Prasad is coming. Right? So give something nice to your body also will give nice to you. So, but it will go into problems. For you will not be attached with that body. You will not be attached with that body. Right? And always be in good association. Always be in good association. Once one person, I'll tell you a little gross joke. So once one person, he takes gulab jamun. He eats that gulab jamun. Remember that? What was that? Anyway, I forgot that. It's a nice joke, but I completely half joke only remember. It's about bad association. It's about bad. So please take it in the right spirit. So he eats that gulab jamun, right? So after pura gulab jamun khake next day morning, obviously you know what happens. The stool comes out. Then he looks at that stool. Chee, kitna ganda hai tu? The stool looks at him like this. Yesterday evening I was gulab jamun. Because of your association I became like this. Because of your association. So we are thinking that we are giving good association. So be careful with whom you are associating. We are all like nice gulab jamuns right now. Right? So be in good association, you will shine and be so sweet. If you're in bad association, you'll smell like stink. Right? So anyway, controlling senses. So a sage can control his happiness, control his anger, control his fear. I'll talk about how to control anger. 2 verses will come, wonderful verses will come. There you'll learn how to control your anger. Okay? 57. So here, by the way, he's talking about Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna means one who is in Samadhi. How many of you have been in Samadhi at least once? What kind of question is this? ये क्या पूछ रहा है? Because normally people think Samadhi means एक JCB has to come, it has removed soil, एक बड़ा होल बनाने का, उसमें जाके बैठने का, है कि नहीं? That is not Samadhi. That's called burial. If anybody has done that, उसका burial हुआ है, उसका समाधि नहीं हुआ है. Samadhi means what? In yoga, Samadhi is the final stage, right? Yoga is 8-ladder yoga. If you hear the SSR 11th session, I think, I talk about 8 ladders of yoga. And final stage is Samadhi. Samadhi means you're completely fixed at one point. All your consciousness, your thoughts, everything is fixed at one point. All of you can also experience Samadhi without going into that hole. Do you want to know how? No? Yes? Yes? No? Yes. Simple. Go and share what you learned today to somebody. Just go. Somebody said, "Aaj kya sikha satsang mein?" Bet. And then you speak for 10 minutes. That 10 minutes actually you are in Samadhi. And that gives you so much happiness. That's all it is. Samadhi means what? You're totally fixed in what you are saying and thinking and sharing. That is Samadhi. You will experience that. When you're speaking about Krishna, you don't think about anything else. You're completely fixed. You're just sharing about something. And you're totally talking to him. That is Samadhi, Baba. Samadhi doesn't mean, दाढ़ी बढ़ा के, कपड़े निकाल के कहीं जाके बैठना. नहीं है वो Samadhi. Samadhi means you are completely engrossed in doing what you're doing. Like a mother, when she is taking care of a small infant child, the child is like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days old. You have to be very careful handling the child, right? When giving bath or anything. She's in Samadhi. For that much time, she's in Samadhi. Completely, so carefully she's doing it. Samadhi means you're fixed in your consciousness. But in true sense, Samadhi means consciousness of Krishna. There can be different Samadhi moments in our life. But real Samadhi means completely becoming Krishna conscious. That everything you do, you're thinking about Krishna. Everything. You're buying a house, you're thinking about Krishna. You're selling a house, you're thinking about Krishna. You're changing a job, you're thinking about Krishna. How does it help my Krishna consciousness? How do I become more Krishna conscious? Everything. You want to eat, you're thinking about Krishna. Every activity, you're thinking about Krishna. Right? That's called Samadhi. And that is what is Sthita Prajna, Lord Krishna is talking about here. How does he sit? He sits in such a way, he can control his access to the external material world. How does he walk? He'll engage his senses only where it is required. He'll not be in bad association. Now, bad association, good association को कैसे apply करोगे? Am I saying, oh, office में किसी से बात नहीं करना? No. ये devotee बन के office गए, कोई आते no, दूर रहो. Don't talk to me. Your Java, data science, पूरा वहाँ पे खड़े होके बात करो. That is not bad, good association way of handling. Bad association means you taking their association, not giving association. You can give your association to them, but don't get too much overwhelmed and attached to what they are doing. Don't take their association. For example, आज शाम में जाके कबाब खाएंगे, ठीक है, तुम जाओ. That's enough. Till there you can be, associated. But before that you can nicely talk to them. But don't get too dwelled into it. Your focus should be, how can I make a person Krishna conscious? Right? How can I keep giving Krishna to others? That should be a natural thought process. Anybody you're talking, how do I ultimately bring this person? I'll tell you one instance. Once some devotees, they brought a very famous Formula 1 race driver to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is in Germany. Prabhupada is sitting and devotees will go and get some famous person and they'll expect Prabhupada to talk to him and he'll become a devotee, something like that. So they went and got a Formula 1 driver. He's a very famous Formula 1 driver, stinking big millionaire in those days. So he's brought to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is introduced and all devotees are sitting. He's a celebrity. So Prabhupada, kya baat karenge? What will Prabhupada speak to him? They all are sitting. Whole circle is made, whole room. Pin drop silence. That Prabhu is sitting, that Formula 1 driver is sitting there. So they said, Prabhupada, he is very famous Formula 1 driver. and world famous. He's the fastest one on the planet, and this and that. And Prabhupada, okay, nice. Then some devotees worried, Prabhupada will tell something, this fellow will run away. Right? Some of the devotees thinking, what will Prabhupada tell about a race driver? Like that. Then Prabhupada asked that person, so how fast do you drive? So the person, at least 250 miles. Oh, 250 miles you go? What kind of tires do you put on that car which goes 250 miles? Oh, Swamiji, the tires are like, they have a very different kind of grip. Not like the grip we normally put. It's a different grip. But the roads, how do they handle that kind of speed? No, the roads are also like this. No, but then if you are taking a turn, how do? They are going on talking about racing. And devotees are wondering, Prabhupada kya kar rahe hain yahan pe? He's talking about car racing. Prabhupada is talking about car racing. 1 hour passed. Prabhupada is talking about car racing. And that person is telling Prabhupada how to drive, how to manage speed, when to brake, what kind of curves will come, how do you go, how do you overtake. Prabhupada is like, but if you're overtaking, you touch something. No. Swami, if you touch something also, still you can make like this. 2 hours passed. 2-3 devotees got up. I don't know what's happening here today. Prabhupada is speaking about race driving. He spoke such a long time to him. One person, Prabhupada is given 2 hours. 2.5 hours, he's still speaking about race car driving. There is not a single word of Krishna. No Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada is not like speaking as me. He's excited to speak. Really? When you put that brake, it doesn't skip? This person is like, and that formula driver is like very excited to tell, Swamiji, this is how it is, he's a German. Then finally, after 2.5 hours, Prabhupada asked him a question. So do people die in such kind of driving? Accidents also happen? He said, yes, many people die. So Durlabh Manush Janma. Such a rare human life and you die. Then that person is like, yes, it's rare, but it's so unfortunate. That is why we should become fortunate. And he started his Krishna conscious lecture. Right? And the way he spoke for the next 1 hour, that person told, I will chant Hare Krishna. 3.5 hours, right? A Parivrajak Acharya, Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada, is giving to a race driver, and 2.5 hours he did not speak about Krishna. And the next 1 hour he only speak about Krishna, and that person is convinced. This is called the art of preaching, the art of treating people. So bad association is always there, but you can make them good by hearing to them. But don't take their association. Prabhupada did not take his association. He was very clear why is he doing, what is he doing. And then when he has to give it, he gave it. Right? He gave it. So we also should take good association and be careful of bad association. Don't have to take others' association. You can keep giving that association. That is called a Sthita Pragya, the person in Samadhi. The person in Samadhi. Every devotee who is practicing Krishna consciousness, according to me, is in Samadhi. He is already in Samadhi. It doesn't appear outside, but it's very clear what he wants to achieve in life. It's very clear. 57. Ya sarvatra nabishnehas ya sarvatra nabishnehas tat prapya shubhashubham nabhinandati na dveshti tasya prajna pratisthita. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it or nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. So whatever good comes or whatever evil comes, he doesn't praise it, he doesn't ridicule it. Right? It's two sides of the same coin. So if somebody comes and says, like for example, some people, they come to Krishna consciousness, I left eating meat. Why are you telling so many people I left eating meat? That means you are still attached to meat. You understand? you're talking something again and again means you're attached to that only. I stopped eating onion garlic. I stopped eating. You're meditating on onion garlic. You stop. What is the use of stopping onion garlic when you are still thinking about onion garlic? Right? You should leave those things and should not be attached to it. There is the story of two disciples of a guru. Right? They go for. I told this in something. Did I tell that here?
Yes.
No, I think in evening satsang I told. Yeah, not in the morning. Yeah, I keep forgetting where I told what. So there are two disciples of this, two brahmacharis. Right? Brahmachari means they don't contact women, talk to women, they maintain their distance like that. So they both go for bringing wood from the jungle. The guru sends them, get wood from the jungle. So they go, and while coming back, it starts raining, and it rains so much, it starts pouring, and the whole stream of river becomes so thick that they can't cross it. And one Mataji is standing there, and she's stuck. She has to cross that. And the brahmacharis look at each other. Mataji, how can we touch? How can we help her? We can't help her. One brahmachari says, Mataji, please come on my back. Other brahmachari, hey, kya kar raha hai tu? You're brahmacharis. You're not supposed to touch a woman. How can you ask her to climb on you? The other brahmachari just climb Mataji, and he swims and makes her cross. Other brahmachari also comes and he tells his brahmachari, मैं तो जाके गुरु को बोलूंगा. I'm going to tell the guru, what you did is a big sin today. You have to do prayaschitta and all that. He said, okay, I'll do my prayaschitta, that's okay. They go to the guru. And the one brahmachari tells, okay, it's nicely done, we have come back. Other brahmachari is like, Gurudev, I don't know how to tell you what happened. This person, Ayyo Rama, Guru says, what did you do? Arey Gurudev, you will be so upset if I tell you. Arey, tell her what is the problem. What did you do? Arey, that woman was stuck. He touched that woman. He made her sit on him. Can you imagine, Gurudev? And he brought her here and left her. And then we came here. Gurudev, what is this? And the Guru says, that fellow left that woman there. You brought that woman till my ashram. You're unnecessarily, exaggerating and bringing that woman in your consciousness till here now. Right? He is better than you. He helped that woman. He left her there. You understand? So this we have to apply in our life also. Don't dwell into things too much. I left this, I left that, I left this, I left. Don't have to tell that. Left, gaya to gaya, khatam. Leave that thing aside. You don't have to talk about it. And when you're talking to people also, don't tell them that, okay, come to satsang. Huh? By the way, you eat meat? Yeah. Oh, you have to leave that. Will you come to satsang? Huh? Oh, you're smoking, huh? Okay, you can come, but you have to leave. Oh, you're eating onion garlic, huh? Onions. You like onion, huh? But you have to leave. That fellow is there. What kind of person is he? Right? Don't talk about don'ts. When the right time comes, you can tell. He'll only ask. Talk about do's. Focus on do's. क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, इसके बारे में बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है. क्या करना चाहिए, जब करना चाहिए, अच्छा शास्त्र पढ़ना चाहिए, सुनना चाहिए. That is what you should focus on. A person in devotion, sthita prajna, focuses on the do's and ignores the don'ts. He doesn't want to talk about it. When you keep the do's, the don'ts will automatically go away. Are you following? The don'ts, don't worry. Prabhuji, but onion garlic, why are you even thinking about it? Don't think about it. Just focus on do's. Automatically that will go. Stay in satsang, it will go. If you're not in satsang, बहुत मुश्किल है. And if you have stopped coming to satsang, और भी मुश्किल है. Right? Once you start it and then you're not associating with devotees, then it becomes very difficult to follow even a little thing. Yeah. So in the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is firmly fixed in perfect knowledge. He is not getting agitated. Yeah. 58. Yada samharate chayam kurmo aganiva sarvasha kurmo Anganiva sarvasha. Indriyani indriyartebhyas. Tasya prajna pratisthita. Translation. One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Right? Clearly, he is using that word itself, kurmo. Kurmo means tortoise. Kurma avatar. They say, right? That is tortoise. So we should become like that tortoise. So in between, Prabhupada says the yogi or the devotee must be very strong to control the serpents like a snake charmer. Snake charmer, what does he do? He plays the tune and he can control the snake. So when a devotee also should know that all these senses are always uncontrolled. Always. Don't think that they are in control. Never ever be in the assumption, Prabhu ho gaya na? Once one devotee came and told me, Prabhu, anartha nivritti stage. It's like anartha nivritti means getting rid of anarthas. Ho gaya Prabhu, mera ho gaya. Kya ho gaya? Prabhu, see, anger I've controlled. Illusion is almost gone. Right? Kama is, I'm working on it. Envy is almost gone. Nothing is gone. They're all sitting inside. You're not allowing them to come out. You're not allowing them to come out. That's all it is. So the senses are always going to trouble you. Remember that. Senses will always trouble you. Till the last breath, they will trouble you. How are you supposed to treat that senses? Carefully, diligently, and always with caution. There is a great sannyasi. His name is Devamrit Swami Maharaj. Once one devotee asked him a question in the lecture. Maharaj, how do you know the senses are now in control? How do you know that senses are now in control? Then the Maharaj said, just imagine you are in a room and there is a lion. There is a lion, right? Lion is huge. How many have seen a lion here? You've seen a lion anytime in life? Not in TV, really. Outside. In a zoo park. You've seen zoo park, yes. How big it is? It's like almost like 8 feet long and close to 4.5 to 5 feet high. That's like a ferocious lion, right? That lion, it doesn't have to come and use its mouth to kill you. Ek chapad marega, but you'll die. One claw, like this it'll do. Khatam, finish. Right? That's how powerful a lion is. Now Maharaj is saying, if that lion and are you in the room, will you be relaxed? Just imagine that lion is in the room, you are in that room. And the lion is like, Aaj mera breakfast mere samne. Right? How will you be? Scared, right? I mean, literally scared, right? Okay, I will tie that lion. I'll put a nice iron chain on that lion and keep it tied. Now how will you be? Will you become relaxed? Huh? That is exactly how we have to treat our senses. Don't be too relaxed. Because our senses are worse than that lion. Worse than it. They are ready to attack. They are ready to attack. Right? Your tongue, your eyes, your skin, your nose, every little sense that you have, your genitals, your belly, everything is ready to attack. Ready to attack and enjoy. And as a devotee, as a Sthita Prajna, you should be careful. And you should be always cautious. Ye attack karega wapas. Don't go to Agrawala shop and think I'll control my senses. Already you've gone. That itself is over. You know what I'm saying? If you're already gone there, Adha ho gaya, you're already defeated. After going there, I'll only have half jalebi. No, give me a little taste. Thoda taste ke liye do. We'll give that little bit. Then he'll say, ठीक है, 50 ग्राम दे दो. साहब 50 ग्राम नहीं मिलता है. ठीक है, 100 ग्राम दे दो. Once you're gone, finish. There is nothing like, once, today is Ekadashi. Right? Once monkeys plan to do Ekadashi. Monkeys, Vanaras. For monkeys, it's very difficult to control their tongue. right? But monkeys thought, we will also do Ekadashi one day. So they all said, today, no eating, right? Then they said, okay, but too much sun is there. We will sit on the tree. So they all went on the tree. They started sitting on all the tree. Then they looked at fruits, nice fruits. And one monkey told, hey, if we don't eat the whole day, tomorrow we'll not have the energy to pluck the fruit. We'll do a thing, we'll pluck the fruit. Right? So they plucked all the fruits, they kept it at that place. Then they said, now is Ekadashi, we are going to fast. Then they looked at that fruit. They said, if I don't have any energy, how can I chew that fruit? I'll do a thing, I will chew it, but I'll not swallow it. And the Ekadashi got over. Right? So you cannot do Ekadashi when your senses are totally not in control, but you have to do Ekadashi. On one day in 15 days, if for one day in 15 days, I will not eat grain. It's austerity. First of all, I will not eat anything. If your body permit, don't drink anything also. If you do that, you will live longer. You know that, right? It's a big science behind it. That fellow got a big Oscar, sorry, not Oscar, what is that? Nobel Prize for discovering that if you don't eat, your DNA will survive for a long time with more strength and you can live longer than normal. It's medically proven. Once in 15 days. And once in 15 days also there is a calculation. And the scientific calculation went to a point, it exactly matched with Ekadashi. And Indians are thinking, Indian sages, pagal ho gaya tha kya? This thing was told by God long time back that when there is a rising moon, that day Ekadashi comes, you should not eat any grain. If you eat grain on that day, you'll get diseases. Why? When the moon rises, how many here have lived near a beach or a sea anytime? Yeah? Visakhapatnam. Yeah. So if you go near a beach, you go near a beach on an Ekadashi day, you see the waves will be very high. Very high, because the moon's influence is more that day. So the waves will be very high. So wherever there is water, the water is disturbed. How much percentage of your body is filled with water? Close to 70+%, right? Is filled with water. So if you eat something which will retain the water inside, the water doesn't go out, it retains inside, and the moon's influence is more, your entire organs will be upside down. It's simple science, right? So you should eat those things that the water will not remain, it will go out. So you eat something like fruits, immediately you'll go to toilet. You'll immediately feel, urine is coming, right? But if you eat rice, you will not get, toilet so fast because it will retain the water and you'll go through that, right? Even scientifically, it is good not to eat once in the 15th day. Today is the 15th day, right? We eat things like, because we have to eat something, sometimes, we are not used to that much fasting. You can eat sabudana, you can eat samo or buckwheat. Those things don't retain the water. They will push the water out. It's high carb though, but it will not retain the water. So you are engaging your senses, you're controlling your senses with intelligence, right? With intelligence. But you have to control your senses. If you don't control your senses, then senses will control you. Very simple. So one who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects, as a tortoise withdraws its limbs from within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. Prabhupada further explains how we have to be careful with our senses. 59th verse is very important. Please mark it. Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina rasavarjam raso apyasya param drishtva nivartate. Please repeat after me. Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements, by experiencing a higher taste, is fixed in consciousness. What a straight thing is saying. Now don't think that God doesn't understand me. God understands you. So what is he saying? Even though you leave those sense objects, the taste still remains. Taste is not gone. प्रभु जी मंची उंडे प्रभु तिंटे उंटది अच्छा लगता था प्रभु जी अच्छा लगेगा वो टेस्ट रहेगा, टेस्ट नहीं जाएगा. God is saying, Krishna is saying, though the embodied soul may restrict his sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. Right? So how do you stop it? By seizing it, not doing it again. Not doing it again. For example, if you have to off a fan, the fan is going, fan is going very fast, it's going. You go and off the fan, what will happen? It will not tuck, it will not stop like that, right? What will it do? Stop like that, isn't it? Once it stops, then you don't need to worry. But you off the fan, it is stopping in between, again you go on the fan. What happens? Again it starts. Again you'll wait for it, again off it, then wait. Again it is slow, then again you'll go and put it there. Then what will happen? Again it will go. Isn't it? Off it, but don't start it. Seize it. Seizing, Lord Krishna is saying, but seizing such engagement by experiencing a higher taste. Now, how do you experience a higher taste? Okay, Prabhu, fan नहीं है तो कैसे चलेगा? पसीना आता है ना? क्या करने का? AC चालू कर. Right? Achyuta consciousness. AC. Become Achyuta conscious. Become Krishna conscious. Automatically, the need for fan will go. Or open the windows. Nicely open the windows. Let only one window is there. Make a big hole in the other wall. Make another window. Let the wind circulate from here to there. Automatically, you don't need the fan. And tolerate that heat and cold. Matras parshastu kaunteya. You have to learn to tolerate. Don't get so subdued without AC. AC is good, but you are becoming attached to it. Become more natural. Are we sitting in AC right now? No, we are getting used to this. You're getting used to this, right? If you go and sit in AC now and then come here, you think you can stay for too long? You'll come in, Prabhuji, fan lagao na? No. You're conditioned there, air conditioned there. That is the reason you need another condition here. But now you're naturally conditioned here, so you don't need any AC or a fan. You're okay now. You're already used to this kind of temperature. Right? So Krishna is saying, raise your consciousness. Param drishtva nivartate. Yeah? No. Param drishtva nivartate. Param. You have to give a higher taste. Without higher taste, you can't lower the lower taste. Prabhu, I like to see one movie every day, I like to see one movie. Hear one lecture every day. Or there is a krishnatube.com. Like youtube.com, there is a krishnatube.com. Go there. Watch one video every day. So many dramas are there. Amazingly done dramas. Right? Very nicely done. Professionally done dramas are there. There is one Sannyasi Maharaj, Bhakti Maharaj. He does professionally done, like a ballet level drama he does. With all costumes, everything. Watch that drama. You'll still get entertained. And why so much? Spend time with devotees. Tell some devotee, Prabhu, bore lag raha hai. Aa jao, better. Then start discussing something about Arjuna, or something about Karna, or something about Krishna, or something about Prabhupada, or something about how you are trying to practice and challenges you are facing. Right? How you are practicing challenges, that you can discuss. Like yesterday, Chakrapani Prabhu was saying, they tried to conduct a Satsang in some hostel. Some fellow, he complained that it's disturbance for me. And the owner came and he said, no gathering here. And they went through so much austerity, they had to go to some other place and conduct it, all that happened. But the whole incident, what does it teach? It's so difficult to practice something good in these days. Right? So you're discussing something, you're planning for the next one. You're planning for Rath Yatra. Anybody has free time, please come to me. I'll tell you what all things has to be done. Then you'll run away. Right? So much you have to do. Right? This Bhadra Purnima, it is coming in September. We have a plan of distributing 500 Bhagavatam sets. Right? And we are going to give it to 500 Brahmanas in Yadadri temple. In the temple, we'll give that 500 Bhagavatam sets. So I have to get donors. I have to speak to people. I'll call all of you also. You have to call so many people. It's a great. Now, the moment you attach yourself to a project or some thought like that, will you become busy or no? You're completely busy. Where is the question of boredom? Where is the question of not being, being available? So, Bhakti Shastri. Some of you are sending of Bhakti Shastri. तुम लोगों को तो band बजने वाला है. Next 2 years, you don't have time for anything. Assignments, exams, papers, correction. So many classes, but full attendance required, right? How to make it happen? So you'll be totally engrossed. That is good because you'll be param drishtva nivartate. Vishya vinivartante nirahasya deina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. You can control the lower habits by getting a better habit. What is the time?
10:05.
Kitna? 10:05, 55 minutes. Can I go a little 10 more minutes? Is that okay? Just 10 more minutes, please. Today is Ekadashi. We can go a little further. Text 60. Yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschita indriyani pramatini haranti prasabham mana. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcefully carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. See, Krishna is so cooperative. He knows all our condition. He exactly knows what is happening in my own Krishe. Right? Every one of you knows. What is he telling? Even though you try to control it, senses will take it away. Even a devotee goes through struggle. Don't think that devotee life means no struggle. Devotee life means more struggle. Again, because you are fighting every single day. Not once in a day. Like people, they do some vrata. For some days we will not eat that. That itself is a big vrata for them. But we are telling, we will not eat for life. Right? We will not do some bad activities for life. We will not touch alcohol for life. We will not touch bad things for life. We will not speak filthy language. Stop using filthy language. Bad words. Stop using them. It's not needed. Sometimes we get so used. Now these days it's popularized, right? Earlier, if you hear a bad word, people, in public used to hesitate to tell. Now TV serials are famous because they have bad words. Isn't it? One fellow is only making web series with bad words. From the title to the trailer to the end, only bad words. The bad words that you would not use, you are forced to see sitting beside your parents. And you are legalizing that bad language. But for devotees, one of the Vaishnava etiquette is don't use bad words. That's austerity. Even when you're angry, you hold on to the bad words. Don't let that come out. You know why? Can you even tell why a devotee should not use bad words? Yeah, Saucham, it makes you unclean.
We use the same tongue for chanting Krishna, that same tongue should not be used for.
You are using the same tongue for chanting Krishna, same tongue you are using for bad words, yes. Anybody else? That's the point. That's the point. Right? Upadeshamrita, no, not Haribhakti Vilas, scripture, what Vaishnava etiquette says, one day, if you are so used to using bad words, one day you'll use it on a devotee also. Without your knowledge, without control, use it on a devotee also. And the moment you use it on a devotee, Krishna will see. And he'll remove you from satsang. How does Krishna remove one from satsang? How do people leave satsang? What makes them leave satsang? Offense towards devotees. But how does it happen? How does Maya Devi make you leave satsang?
You start finding faults.
You start finding faults in devotees. ये devotee होके भी ऐसे कैसे बात कर रहा है? Devotee होते भी ऐसे कर रहा है. What is your business of coming here? To become Krishna conscious. You don't have to judge others. Everybody has their own struggle. But your main focus in satsang will be looking at each other. ये क्या कर रहा है, वो क्या कर रहा है? है कि नहीं? How does, but still my question is not answered. How do you think Maya Devi will pull you out of satsang? Once again, at getting attached to senses. Yes. How does she make it happen? Permanent work from home. Huh?
Stop enjoying the lecture, we will not get the taste.
Yeah. You want to know? All your answers are right. I'll tell you. Little more gross way, I'll tell you. Suddenly your salary will increase. You will get an amazing job where you'll get promoted. you will shift into a bigger house. I'm not telling these things are inauspicious, but see how Mayadevi works. Suddenly you'll become famous. Your skin will start glowing. Your body shape will become perfect. Right? She is slowly making you bodily attached. Slowly, she will make you popular. You will feel, "Arey, I'm so great." And slowly, she'll show you bad side of the devotees. And slowly, you'll start finding faults in them. Slowly, you will think chanting I'll do later. Slowly, your 16 will become 15. 15 will become 14. 14 will become 4. 4 will become 1. And then 1 will go away. And next time when you see a devotee on the road, you'll immediately turn your head and start going because he'll ask, "Oh, Satsang kyun nahi aa raha?" He'll go away. This is how she treats. She knows how to control us. Don't think Durga Ma doesn't know how to control. She knows absolutely how to control. Absolutely she knows. And people who leave Satsanga, they don't even know that they have left. You go and talk to them, they'll be like, "No, bro, I'm take it. You can clearly see, gone, gaya to gaya, finish." I'm actually astonished how you all are still coming. I'll not be surprised if you leave. Because that is the truth. That is the power of Maya. My Siksha Guru still calls me. He says, "Leelananda, are you still in KC? Are you chanting? Chal raha hai? Arey, kaise kar raha hai tu?" He says, "I'm not shocked if one day I get to know that you have left Krishna consciousness. I'll be shocked that you're continuing." Because that is how Kali Yuga is. Kali Yuga is completely against what we are doing. Completely on the other side. We are trying to go against the wind towards Krishna. But Maya is pushing us away from Krishna. Right? It's a struggle. It's a struggle that we have to go through. And that will happen only if you are in good association. A, B, C, D. Association, books, chanting, diet. Your ABCD is correct, you are taken care. ABCD is compromised, khatam, finish. Text 61. Tani sarvani samyasya. I'm sorry. Tani sarvani samyamya. Yukta asita matpara. Vasehi yasyendriyani. Tasya prajna pratisthita. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. Here Prabhupada quotes about how Amrish Maharaj controlled his senses. There is a verse here, Bhagavatam 9:4:18-20. Amrish Maharaj already controlled his senses. I'll read the translation. King Amrisha fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So, mind, words, eyes, tongue, skin, ears, mouth, all these things have to be controlled. So, how did he do one by one? Is telling. King Amrisha fixed his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, engaged in words in describing the abode of the Lord, his hands in cleaning the temple of the Lord, his ears in preparing the pastimes of the Lord, in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the form of the Lord, his body in touching the body of the devotee, his nostrils in smelling the flavor of the flowers offered to the lotus feet of Krishna, of the Lord, his tongue in tasting the tulsi leaves offered to him, his legs in traveling to the Lord's to the holy place where his temple is situated, his head in offering obeisances unto the Lord, and his desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord, and all these qualifications made him fit to become a Matpara devotee of the Lord. See how he engaged? Every little part of his body, he engaged in Krishna consciousness. And that is how he controlled his senses. As simple as that. Right? Amrish Maharaj. 62, please. The 62 and 63, you can circle it. This is anger management and desire management versus both of these you have to learn. Hare Krishna. Dhyayeto Vishyan Pumsa Sangaste Jupajayate Sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodha abhijayate. Let's go to the next verse also. Together I'll explain. Krodhat bhavati sammohat. Sammohat smriti vibhrama. Smriti brahmashat buddhinasho. Buddhinashat pranashyati. Both these verses together they have to be read. ध्यायते विषयो पुंसान संगस्य उपजायते संगात संजायते काम काम क्रोध विजायते क्रोधोद भवति सम्मोहात् सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रमात् स्मृति भ्रमशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. What is the meaning of this? Simple words I'll tell you. Right? Then we'll read the translation. Dhyayato vishyo pumsan. Our senses are there. They like to see. They like to see. They like to see and enjoy. They like to see and experience. What are you doing? You are keeping those senses like footlamps. You are going on that bike. You are seeing here. You are seeing here. You are seeing here. You are seeing here. You are seeing. What are you doing? You are exposing your senses to anything. Like going to that YouTube short videos. You don't know what is next. You already told, I'm going to see anyways whatever is next. Are you planning? You don't know what is going to come next? You don't know what is going to come next. Okay, tu jo dikhayega, main tera bhikari. Dikha. Right? Jo dega, I'm ready to take. So you're leaving your senses completely without any choice. You're leaving, okay, let me see what I'm. If you open YouTube, will it show you what you want to see or will it show you what it wants you to see? Then you have to go and search. You know, going to YouTube, you want to search what you want to search, then you are safe. But if you just open YouTube, takat it will come. One Arnab Goswami, one this side somebody else, then that side somebody else. Then Yogi is speaking something, Modi is speaking something. According to your past patterns, it will show you. Or if you like cooking, somebody is cooking this, somebody is cooking that, cooking videos will come. Already there is a huge data science that is programmed to show you what you are supposed to see. Right? And then, so already you are exposed. So, dhyayate vishyan pumsa. Vishyan means things, worldly things. Dhyayate, you are looking at it, you are concentrating on it. What happens with that? Some taste will come. Right? You want to watch this. Taste will come. Dhyayato vishya pumsan sangas tej upajayate. You get some taste. This is nice, na? What is wrong in watching this? I'll watch one more. Then next episode. I'll go to his channel and see how many. 200 videos are there. Okay, my job is to finish this 200 in the next 2 months. Taste will come. Right? So you are finishing the 200 videos. So first you expose your senses. Then you got taste for it. Okay? Now you started tasting it. You started tasting it. You started tasting it. What will come next? Attachment. Isn't it? Now tomorrow morning, I have to watch it. I have to finish that web series. I have to finish that 20 episodes. Then only I'll feel peaceful. Ammaya, I pain. Full attachment. Even between, somebody will come and tell, hey, today is some important. No, I cannot come. I have to finish that web series. Right? That attachment already came. Your first mistake you did, what did you do? You expose your senses for anything. You don't even know what it is. Second, what did you do? You got taste in it. Third, what happened? You got attachment in it. Now, when somebody comes and breaks that, when you're too attached, then what comes? Lust comes. Lust means what? I want to enjoy. Your mother will come and tell, I want to talk to you something. Amma, I'm busy right now. After she goes, web series. She comes in. Lust means what? You don't care about anybody else's enjoyment. Only your enjoyment. Lust means, difference between lust and love is that. Love means you do it for others' enjoyment and automatically you will also enjoy. Lust means I will only enjoy. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about anything else. That's lust. So you allowed your senses to watch whatever. You got taste out of it. Then you got attachment out of it. Dhyayato vishya pumsan sangat sanjayate kama. Kama means what? Lust. When lust is not fulfilled, suddenly internet provider stopped the service to your house. Airtel tower fell down. There is no 4G. There is no internet. Kama krodha vijayate. Anger will come. How come my desire is not getting fulfilled? How come? Chalo, let's pack our bags. Let's go to somebody else's house. I have to watch that complete web series. Right? So you become angry. So what is the source of anger? Now let's work back. You got anger. Why anger came? Because your lusty desires are not fulfilled. And why lusty desires came? Because of attachment. And why attachment came? Because of taste. And why taste came? Because you expose your senses to anything available. Okay? Now let's come back. Anger came. Now what does anger create? How many of you became really angry in life? At least once or twice. Lift your hand. Like really angry. When you become really angry, I don't know if you can focus at that time. You can't. Your tongue will become very sore. Distasteful it will become. And your mind will become numb. A sound will come like this. I don't know if you experience. Like everything is jammed. When you're shouting, you're shouting. I'm like completely jammed. You can't think of anything else. Can you relate to it? Huh? It's called delusion. Sammohat. Krodhat bhavati sammohat. Delusion. Right? Completely become numb. Heavy. Head will become heavy. You know, when you are very angry, if you spit on the ground, if any ant eats that spit, the ant will die. Because you produce poison. When you're angry, you produce poison. And when you go and shout in front of somebody, in like 2 feet distance, he can even faint. Because so much poisonous gases come out of your mouth. It's very dangerous. The anger itself produces so much poison. It's scientifically proven. One mother, she was feeding her child. She was breastfeeding her child and she was having a fight with her husband. The child died. When they diagnosed, they found that he was poisoned. Where did the poison come from? From her own breast, the poison came. The same life-saving milk was poisoned because of anger. That is the reason in the initial days after marriage, the wife is kept in mother's place until some months. Because the child has to be nicely taken care and the feed should be fully nutritious. And the pregnant woman should be kept always happy. You know that, right? But why you don't know? This is the reason. It has an effect on everything. Everything gets affected. You get handicapped children if you are having too many fights during pregnancy time. Because mother gets affected. So, Dhyato Vishwapumsam Sangat Sangat Sanjadikama Kama Krodha Kromad Krodhat Bhavati Sammohat. Delusion. Sammohat Smriti Vibrama. You lose your memory. When you're shouting at somebody, loudly abusing somebody, you forget all the good that person has done for you. Isn't it? You completely forget all the good that person has done for you. Your memory is gone. Sometimes, unfortunately, we shout at our parents also. What all our parents did for us, you'll forget all that. In that moment, you will yell it out. Right? Smriti Brahmashad Buddhi Nasho. When memory is gone, intelligence is gone. Buddhi Nasha. What is intelligence? Intelligence means to make a choice between A, B, and C. That is intelligence. If you forget A and B, what will you choose? Only C. Again, your intelligence is gone. You cannot act intelligently. Smriti Brahmashad Buddhi Nasho Buddhi Nashad Pranashyati. Then you will fall down into the material pool. How did you come to this material world? This is how you came. You lost your intelligence. You shouted on somebody beyond and you were taken out from that planet. And you are sent to this place. Okay, you want to enjoy your senses? You are so lusty. You are so attached. Okay, go and enjoy. Finish your enjoyment and come back. So Durga Maya is looking at all of us. Okay, you are finishing your enjoyment. Right? So what is anger management? If you go to internet and say, I want to manage my anger, I want to hear a seminar, you know what they'll tell? When you're becoming angry, I heard this. When you become angry, you should count 1 to 10. 1, 2, array. That fellow is angry. He'll not count 1 to 10, he'll give 1 to 10. That's what will happen when you're angry, isn't it? Or 10 gali dega. 1, idi, 2, chi, 3, chi. 10 gali dega. 10 count nahi karega. It's impossible to count. But these materialistic people, that's the kind of solutions they give. Huh? Count this. Or they'll tell, when you are totally angry, go for a vacation. Or take a break. He's anyway breaking. Everything in the house is breaking. What take a break you're talking about? You know, bogus, useless solutions are given by people who don't read Shastra. How do you control your anger? You control your anger by controlling your desires. You control your desire, you control your expectation, automatically anger will go away. You expect your partner to be like this. You expect Khatam. You'll be angry. You'll be angry throughout. How can you expect it? Donkey is a donkey, he'll not become a horse. Donkey cannot become a horse. I'm sorry, you should have thought before marriage. Right? But whatever you got is what you got as per your karma. Now accept it. Stop your expectations. Right? Be happy with what you got. And then you will get next. Right? You can handle your anger. Handle your anger. Otherwise, kaise karoge anger? You cannot control anger. You can manage your anger. How do you manage your desires? Manage your attachments. Right? Keep remembering what good others have done for you. When you meet somebody, go and tell them, thank you, you have done this for me. Thank you, you've always been good to me. Remember what others have done good to you. Right? Everybody close your eyes for just 1 minute and try to remember what all good your parents have done to you. Put effort and remember. 60 seconds. Hare Krishna. Don't you feel like going and meeting them now? Some of you could not remember much because your mind is deluded. Prashad kab hai? But this is what we should do. Before we go and meet somebody, spend 60 seconds remembering what that person has done to you. Even that crooked boss, when you get into his cabin, wait 10 seconds. Remember last appraisal. Something good you would have done, na? Something good. Remember, then go inside. Right? If you're remembering only bad things, then don't go. Take some time out. Because when you remember good things, your smriti is good, then your buddhi is good. When your buddhi is good, then your actions are good. We have to choose good versus bad. There are two dogs in our heart. This said in there, two dogs are there. Right? One is a good dog, one is a bad dog. Which one? How do you make what do you call that? The good dog bark more. Both are barking. Wow, 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 wow. How do you make the bad dog to go down, and how do you make the good dog to bark more? Feed only the good dog. Simple. Meaning use the good dog more. Use the bad dog less. Automatically the bad dog will go down. So our Shastra explains that see good in others. See good in others. Very difficult. Most difficult thing to do. किसी और में अच्छा देखना बहुत मुश्किल है. बुरा देखना तो अरे मैं बताएगा बुक लिखा है एक के ऊपर बुक लिखूंगा मैं. उतना देख सकता हूँ मैं. But see good in one thing. Your husband is bringing you to satsang. See good in that. Your wife is bringing you to satsang. See good in that. Big favor. Your friend is bringing you to satsang. See good in that. And you'll appreciate. Then you'll appreciate. If you see bad in that, wow, Sunday morning आते ही पकड़ के ले जाएगा मेरे. Then you are feeding the bad dog. You are feeding the bad dog. Right? So we'll stop here, and there are a few more verses. We'll finish it next week, but we'll go a little faster next week onwards because second chapter actually finishes the entire Bhagavad Gita. What is the title of the chapter? Contents of Gita summarized. Entire Bhagavad Gita. It spoke about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Right? And then next week onwards, one chapter a week we'll try to go as much as possible. Any questions at this point? No questions? What is in Prasadam? Today is Ekadashi Prasadam. Hare Krishna. Jai. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Hiranyakashi Purvakshah Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho Yato Yato Yam Tato Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hridaye Narasimho Narasimhamadin Sharanam Prapatye Abharakamalabarhe Natma Adhuta Shringara Parita Hiranyakashipu Anubandha नरसिम्हदेव भगवान की, लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा स्वामी भगवान की, महाराज महाराज की, श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री गुरुदेव की, भगवद गीता सत्संग की, गौर प्रेमानंद. Hare Krishna. So quick announcement. April last week I'm not there. What is that Sunday, Prabhu? Can anybody open the calendar? April 30th? 30. Yeah. So April 30th I'm not there. And the next Sunday is what? 7th. Huh? No. 7th, right? April 30th? May 7th? Yeah, May 7th I'm not there. So these 2 weeks I'm going with my family to Govardhan village for a camp for my children. That's in Bombay. It's a nice holy place. We'll go stay and get some training. Even I need to get trained there. Right? So I'll get some training there for myself. So these 2 weeks I'm not there. So please use these 2 weeks. Whoever wants to get married, get married. Or your friends are there who want to get married, tell them in these 2 weeks get married. Don't disturb me after that. Tell your relatives you're completely available. Utilize me in these 2 weeks. all the association, whatever they want for the whole 2023, you can give in these 2 weeks, right? But stay Krishna conscious, do your rounds, and wait for the next satsang. We'll have then the next satsang, I think 14th of May. So there are almost 15 days gap, right? So in the 15 days, try to be as firm. Now we still have time. We have another 3 or 4 satsangs to go. But I'm just letting you know in advance so you can plan your schedules. Whatever else you want to plan, you can plan. Prabhuji is laughing. Yeah? You can tell your neighbor you want to get married. You can tell everybody, I'm available for those 2 Sundays. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Mahaprasade Govinde. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara. Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktananda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I didn't shorten the mantra because we are all hungry. Mahaprasadi Govinde is enough on Ekadashi because we are not eating anna. Right? We are eating non-anna, which is like not grain. That's the reason we don't sing the whole thing. Hare Krishna.
Can you explain how to hold this chanting?
How to hold the chanting one? So you have this provision to keep this one finger out. You don't touch the mala with that, and then you keep it on this larger finger, bigger finger. Keep it like this. And then you go like this, and then when you finally reach till here, there is a Krishna bead here. So you don't cross over it. You turn back and again go back like that. Yeah. Hare Krishna. And then you pull one of these down. So I have pulled so far 10. My battery is not fully charged today. 6 more are left. Hare Krishna. On Ekadashi, we should chant more actually. More rounds. Hare Krishna. No.